Sony quite possibly could have put an end to the console wars once again with this announcement. I feel like Sony really knows what they're doing, and I also feel like Microsoft is caught in a bit of a tailspin at this particular time. I don't think it's something that they can't come back from. I just feel like they don't want to come back from it. So, I mean, that's a topic for another story, for another day. But at the same time, I do feel like that what Sony is doing is very exciting. And in this particular video, I actually had to do some learning and research before I could do it. So it's going to be something where I learned something, maybe you guys are going to learn something. And I think most importantly, we're all going to take away from this is that Sony really knows what they're doing when it comes to this whole console thing, and obviously they're out to win it right from the start. And if Microsoft isn't in the game, they need to get in the game quickly as possible before they get completely, left in the dust, because that's what's about to happen. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps tremendously, and it just means a lot to me personally. A lot of people ask me what the best way is to support a content creator. A like is the easiest, the simplest thing. It goes a long way. If you want to hit the bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it drops. I do daily content, sometimes one video a day, sometimes two, but at the end of the day, it really just depends on how much stuff is going on. We're in a busy time of season right now for video games. Consoles are coming, games are coming, all kinds of cool stuff, so I do more content than usual, and you guys seem real receptive of that. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You guys are quite amazing, and it means a lot to me how absolutely incredible you've been. So with that being said, this is Crapgamer Reviews. I am Crapgamer. If you didn't know, this is unscripted. I heard you guys loud and clear. You didn't want those boring. Hey, welcome to another video. Today's video is about Xbox Game Pass and why it's the most amazing, fantabulous thing ever, and why Phil Spencer is the bestest person in the world, and he is the savior of Xbox. So we're gonna keep going on with that. So no, you don't get that here. What are you, crazy? No, people want entertainment. They want to laugh. They want to learn. They want to have fun. That's what this is all about. So let's go on this journey and get started, shall we? Hey, let's face it, everybody's an armchair developer, everybody's an armchair console engineer. They all know what they're talking about, and all the people that are actually doing this stuff are wrong. So again, it's always interesting when some official stuff comes out and kind of proves what people thought they knew, they didn't know at all. Like, I find that to be, a little bit humorous, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Again, I feel like Sony a little bit got a bad rap. I just felt like, I'm not sure exactly what the deal was, but I did get this feeling that Microsoft was kind of pushing Sony a little bit, and they were going to eventually kind of push back, and that's sort of what we're seeing right now. Microsoft got a little bit cocky, because they showed their console first, because everybody is impressed with the specs of the Xbox Series X, and I get it, it's a powerful console, but I also understand if you're hyping the world's most powerful console over and over and over and over and over again, you better take advantage of it, and you better show it off. And here we are 3.5 months from launch, and they haven't shown it off one bit. And it looks like apparently they're requiring anybody that does one of their shows has to release, games day and date in Game Pass. So you're not going to see any of those big third parties running on Xbox Series X for some reason. That kind of contradicts and defeats the purpose of having the world's most powerful box in the first place. Again, you can't be afraid to show it off. Like, I could have the fastest car in the world, and I could say I can beat any car, but if I'm afraid to show it off or race anybody, it's just me talking and blowing smoke. So again, this is one of those things where Sony has really kind of come out to the forefront. Not only that, but if you look at developers who are like, we went with Xbox because it's super powerful, and there's been a couple that have done that, their games aren't really impressive, and they're also, a lot of them tend to run also on the Xbox One. So they went with Xbox because it's the most powerful, but they're also putting their game on the Xbox One, which is a 1.3 teraflop, nothing. It's really next to nothing. So again, it's very interesting to see how people kind of go back and forth and sort of defend this stuff. And I just found it a little bit funny. So Sony, on the other hand, have some very interesting stuff going on. I'm going to link this article in the description below. This leaked out. This is like a direct answer to what Microsoft is doing, and it sounds incredible. They have a DLSS sampling technique that's going to be used on PlayStation 5 games, and you don't know what that means, but you will by the time this video is over, trust me. So a new Sony patent suggested a technique similar to NVIDIA's DLSS sampling. It looks like it's going to be used on the PlayStation 5 to improve the resolutions of games using AI learning. So a lot of people were worried that the PlayStation 5 wouldn't take advantage of this. So this is what the actual patent says. And again, this is all very technical, but it's going to get broken down for you in a way that you'll understand it. An information processing device for acquiring a plurality of reference images obtained by imaging an object that is to be reproduced. Acquiring a plurality of converted images obtained by enlarging or shrinking each of the plurality of reference images. Executing machine learning using a plurality of images to be learned as teaching data that include the plurality of coveted images and generating pre-learned data. That is used for generating a reproduction image that represents the appearance of the object. So machine learning being the key word here. A lot of people were saying that the PlayStation 5 lacked the ability to do this, and we've heard that that's not the case. So I'm going to teach you what all that nonsense just means, right? A lot of people would probably just leave it at what the patent is and not explain to you what it does. I didn't even know what it does. You have to learn about this stuff. So it stands for deep learning super sampling, and it's actually an AI-powered technique that can give lower resolution visuals the impression that they are actually at a higher resolution. So the example that they give is most DLSS 2.0 technology looks better than 4K, and the Unreal Engine 5 demo used these sampling techniques to make it look like a higher resolution than the actual 1440p it was running. So think about this. You know how Digital Foundry is saying, well, we're going to need to judge games based on things other than resolution next generation. And that's the thing that Xbox fanboys don't want. They don't want to hear that. They totally don't want to hear that. They are angry because they went through that whole 720p thing for years, right? Let's be real. They wanted that same thing to happen to PlayStation next generation. The problem is stuff like this, and you have that high quality fidelity with the graphics and stuff like that, so it's not apples to apples anymore. Like, you can have a 1440p image and have it look better than a native 4K image with this process, and I think that that's going to be something that Sony utilizes a lot. So this is going to be great for the PlayStation 5. It allows you to use processing power elsewhere while still keeping up the visuals of the game. On top of that, it's going to make the PlayStation 5 more efficient, as it'll be able to work smarter and use its power in ways rather than just being a more powerful machine and putting out pixels, right? So if you didn't know, for a machine to push out 4K images and those pixels, it takes a lot of resources. Now those resources can be used for other things. So picture this. They could use this, for example. I'm not saying that this particular part is 100% is true, but let's just say the new Spider-Man game, Miles Morales. They could use this at 1440p, 60 frames with ray tracing, and it's going to look phenomenal. It's going to look 4K, better than 4K, 60 frames. You get everything, all the bells and whistles right there. And the PlayStation 5 is going to be able to do that in spades. So DLSS is an NVIDIA-owned piece of technology, which actually seems to suggest that Sony and AMD have collaborated to create their own version of the technique that will be able to run on the hardware in the PS5. And like I said, I can link this so you guys can check it out. But this basically means that all the resolution talk and stuff like that is completely over with, right? Like, there is no, oh, well, Series X is going to do this much better than PlayStation 5. Like, none of that's true. Like, with this stuff, and I can foresee with heavy things like ray tracing being involved this next generation, people are going to definitely use this, and it's going to be hard to tell the difference between these games on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, and I think a lot of people are going to be unhappy with that, because like I said, as Xbox fans really got it bad this generation. We got low resolutions, next to no games. It started off good in the game department and just continually went downhill. And it's only natural to want some of that kind of quote-unquote revenge or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just not going to happen like that, because Sony wouldn't allow it. Both these consoles, 16 to 18% difference between them. That's not very big. Less power difference next gen than what we currently have, so keep that in mind. And most multiplats, you can just switch back and forth between them, and I do this all the time. You can't tell a difference. There are more than a handful that you can tell a difference, but for the most part, none. And then we already know how Sony's developers are phenomenal with making those exclusives, so you have to kind of keep that in mind as well. Even Digital Foundry and everybody saying the PlayStation 5 exclusives are going to look better than the Xbox Series X exclusives because Microsoft is still supporting, the old hardware, and Halo is a perfect example of that. I couldn't imagine, being excited for a quote next gen console and having a game look like Halo Infinite. To be honest with you, like I don't understand. In Halo, people go, well, Halo was never a looker. I disagree. Halo has been a looker in the graphics department since the original, and to see it look like, the characters look like plastic people, like plastic action figures or something, it's just absolutely weird, to say the least, and the backgrounds and the like Roblox type mountains and things like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So hopefully that can get straightened out, but for me personally, there's nothing that they're going to be able to do with the look of the game in 3.5 months. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but at the same time, Sony really went the right way, in my opinion, with going full on board next gen, and I think that's the best thing to do. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You can hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer, Xbox Live, MOH Space Crapgamer, PSN just Crapgamer. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy, and thank you all for taking time out to check out one of my videos. It means a lot. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.